Hi guys. Hi Sarah. How are you doing? Hi Holly. Nice to have you back again. How are you doing, guys? Evening, Emma. Thanks for joining us again. We'll just wait for some people to come in as per. If everyone can do me a favour and share this live, please. I need to try and start getting some numbers up in here so we've got some more energies to read and we can get more people involved. So I'm just going to keep throwing these reminders out for people to share it. Just wait for some more people to come in. What's everyone been up to? Anyone want to share anything? Kind of set the theme for the reading. Take my bracelets off while I'm waiting. I've just so you guys know, I've got my old software back because I was having so much trouble before uploading videos and trying to do all of that stuff. I was trying to make it link with my website and I've just gone back to the old school because I like it. So we shouldn't have any more problems moving forward. I'll leave them on for now. So yeah, so we're just going to wait for some people to come in, guys. I've got some really exciting news that I think you're all going to be pleased about. At the end of the reading, just so you're aware, I am a little bit under the weather. I'm not under the weather. I'm just really, really exhausted. I'm really tired. I've been running rings around myself these past few days, but it's all for good reason. Hi, Holly. Nice to have you again. Yeah, but it's all for good reason. So if my energy is a little bit low today, that's why. I wasn't really going to do a reading today, but, I just thought consistency and all of that. I do need to take time to look after myself as well. So I'm just going to do a quick reading. It's a pick a deck reading again. Keep it nice and simple, but we're just going to switch the topic up a little bit tonight. So it'll be more relationship based. And I know we do kind of pull a lot of relationship from these readings anyway, because everything that we do, everything that we interact with, everything that we touch, everything that we, interact with basically is relationship. So yeah, so that comes out anyway, but we'll see. So we'll give it a few more minutes and see who else chimes in. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 viewers I've got at the moment. So who's the 5th viewer? I'm not sure who that is. Do you want to say hello? I'm just going to quickly check my Facebook, guys. Just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to stop my camera. I'll be back in just a second. I'm back. Hi, Sharon. Is Charlotte watching tonight? I've not spoken to her. It's me, trying to be sneaky in the back there. I'm going to turn my light off soon. I'm not answering specific questions, never, unfortunately, no. Hi, Charlotte. Thanks for joining. Hi, Laura. Oh, you're all kicking in now. Hi. Oh, bless you. Hi, Bo. Not seen you for a while. It's nice to have you back. So we're up there now. We're getting to... I'll see if one more person pops in, and if they do, then we'll kick it off. I'll let you know what I'm doing tonight. But yes, just for those of you that have joined just now, I'm just letting you know I'm a bit exhausted at the moment. So I've been doing it so much over these last few days. I've got my own personal stuff going on as well. Nothing to worry about, but it's there. So I'm just tired, basically. I'm just going to... So if my energy's a little bit low during these readings and you're thinking she's a bit off, well, that's why. But it's all for good reason, so stay tuned. Right, so we've had one more person join. I'm not sure who this is, but if you want to say hi, then please do so. I'm going to jump into the reading now, guys. And yeah, absolutely, Bo. My life's been hectic also. And do you know what I think it is? We've got Mercury conjunct Uranus in, I can't remember what sign it's in. I think it's in Taurus. Let me just check. This is my little trusty diary. Let me just check. I'm sure it's Taurus, but I don't want to give you false information. But I know. Hi, Leona. Oh, thanks for coming back. We're in June, aren't we? Yeah, it's in Taurus. We've got Jupiter. We've got all these planets in Taurus, haven't we? So yeah, we've got Jupiter, which makes everything bigger and more extravagant. We've got Uranus, which is about sudden shifts and unexpected stuff. And hi, yeah, love Mercury. Yeah, so it's all about unexpected shifts and sudden changes and things unexpected and all of that stuff. And it really is just Uranus is a planet which is just all over the place. It really does have a very peculiar orbit. So it's kind of very hard to pin down, basically. So if you feel like you're scrambling at the moment, especially in regards to your mind and your mentality, organizing stuff, administration, all of that stuff, that's why. That is why. But Mercury is a fast moving planet and it is going to move eventually. I'm not sure when, and I can't be bothered looking. So, yeah, so Mercury will be moving because it is quite a quick planet. And then these two will separate and it won't seem as difficult then. So, we'll crack on with the reading. So tonight, pretty much the same as what I've been doing these last couple of weeks, really. I just thought I'd keep it quite simple because I've just had a lot on my mind, really. So we're going to choose from 3 crystals. I've got 3 decks, and then obviously they've got the little deck that, you know, I've created. And I've also got the Astro dice as well. So we'll do that. And it is you and your partner. So for every deck that I'm going to do, we'll pull energy for you, we'll pull energy for them, and then we'll pull energy for kind of what's binding the situation, what's working, you know, for or against, basically. And then we'll just see what else we can get from in between. So it's going to be 3 readings, guys. So I'm going to hold up the crystals now. I think what will happen when I finish the reading, what I'll do is I'll go back, I'll tag what, you know, when I'm announcing the crystals, but I'll also tag when I'm starting the readings for each one of them, because I just think it's easier, because you don't want to sit through the whole reading once you've picked your crystal. So we have got tonight, I'm doing cubes tonight. Charmaine, I'm not sure who Charmaine is, but hi, welcome. New face here, welcome. I hope you enjoy. So we've got the amethyst crystal. So this is the first pile. So tune in, tap in, do what you need to do. That's for pile number 1. And then we've got, I don't know what this is actually. It's kind of like a bronze color. Let's just say it's bronze. So we've got this bronze cube. Okay, so you've got amethyst and then you've got bronze. And then we've got green. And I'm sure this is adventurine, I think. Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming. It's nice to have some, that's it, Bo, go on. I knew what it was, but I'm just rubbish with crystals. I never remember. Well done, guys. And then this is a green adventurine. So the choices are pile number 1. I mean, it might not be number 1. I might not read it first, but we've got the amethyst crystal, tiger's eye, green adventurine. So they're the choices. If you want to put them in the comments to let me know, you don't have to. Holly's on green. You know, you can keep it. Just ignore me today, guys. I look a mess, but I can't be asked, to be honest with you. So yeah, pick a crystal. Let me know. You don't have to. And then we'll crack on with the reading and we'll see where we go. I'm just interested to know. Sarah, you want the tiger's eye? Tiger's eye. Oh, we're all going for tiger's eye. I've got loads of comments here. Tiger's eye might as well. Who's going to be an anomaly then? You're all going for the same one. Sharon, you want the green one? Green, please. Charlotte, what about you? Hi, Tam. Thanks for joining us. Not seen you for a while. Where's Kimberly? Is she joining us tonight? Holly wants green. Charlotte, what are you having? I'm interested to know. Is that it? Any more for any more? Well, do you know what, guys? I'm going to get involved in this reading and I'm going to pick amethyst. And Charlotte's picked amethyst. We've got the same reading, Charlotte. Right, so I think I'm going to go with green first. Green adventurine. Kim's sick tonight. Okay, no worries. And Charmaine, you're the amethyst, please. Yeah, perfect. Right, I'm going to do the green adventurine first, guys. Just to get it out of the way, because that's the least selected crystal. So what we're going to do is we're just going to shuffle some cards. And I think I'll do the astrology dice first, and then we'll move on to the other deck that I've got. So, bear with. I'm going to try and aim for about 20 minutes each reading. And I'm going to move my camera and take my glasses off and turn this crappy light off because I don't like it. So, you will, or in fact, you know what, guys? Sorry, let me keep the light on because then you'll be able to see the cards, and I'll just move my camera. Sorry about the boobs. Right, hopefully you can see that. Get my rubbish out the way. Do you know I could have the biggest table in the world and I still won't have enough space. Right. So, what's coming up? What's coming up? Hi, Mum. Thanks for joining us, you little cutie. This is green. So I know, Sarah. Do you know what? I thought about it. I'm not going to lie. I just don't know where I'd squeeze it in. No pun intended. For anyone that's just joined us, sorry, really quickly, guys. I know you're sick of hearing my voice already. I've only just started. For anyone that's joined us, you've got 3 crystals to choose from. You've got the purple amethyst crystal. I'm so sorry about this light. It's because I've just moved my... Right, see if you can see. You've got purple amethyst crystal, okay? Then you've got a green adventurine. And then you've got this tiger's eye. So you need to pick one of those for whoever's just joined. And that's it now. I'm not doing it again. Right. So we're doing green first, guys. So this might not correlate to the reading. The reading's going to be relationship based. However, in this case, in this instance, it is correlating to the reading. Turn that light down a bit, blinding me. Because we've got Jupiter, and Jupiter is showing up in the sign of Libra. Libra is all about, you want purple, Mum. You've chosen the same as me. Great minds and all that. Libra's all about relationships. It's all about harmony. It's all about balance, and it's all about equilibrium. But it also can indicate marriages, divorce, separations, agreements, civil courts, arguments for that case. And with Jupiter there, it's almost like there's been an expanse or a growth or a development, okay? Now, this can be for better or for worse, because Libra is an air sign, okay? And she yields the sword of truth, and it can cut both ways, basically. So it's for better or for worse, and it's in the 6th house, and the 6th house is in regards to employment. It's in regards to routine, and it's at the house of regularity. So it's something that we do on a regular basis. So there seems to be some type of development of a relationship. Maybe you're spending more time with somebody. You might be seeing them more often. You know, there might be, oh gosh, you might be, you know, spending more time with them and doing more things with them. This is a planet. Jupiter is a planet of experience, and it's a planet of, you know, getting yourself out there and kind of, you know, just going after it, basically, just going for it. Jupiter brings blessings. So this could be like a blessed union. I'm getting a blessed union. Maybe you met this person at work. This could be somebody that you met through a colleague or something like that. But I am seeing that there's blessings here being bestowed. Okay, so you might be feeling quite optimistic about this at the moment, because Jupiter is all about optimism. It's all about optimism, and it's all about let me just think. It's all about what's the word? Movement. Okay, so movement. So I do feel like you might even be traveling. You might even be traveling with this person. If you've met somebody, right, you might be traveling with this, or they might be saying, you know, do you want to come here? Do you want to go there? Or you may even be going somewhere in regards to work, right? If it's not work, it could be in regards to, you could have even met this person in the gym, I'm getting, as well. Some type of an instructor. I'm getting like a gym instructor of some kind, or something like that. Someone who is like, they work there, basically. Who's this? Randy. You are Randy, aren't you? Let's just block him. Don't know who he is. Hi, Danny. Welcome, welcome. Right, that Randy dude's been blocked because he's just been a weirdo. So yeah, so that's that. So take that as it is, take it as it resonates. You know, it might resonate for some people. Don't forget, it's a general reading, so not everything that I say is going to slap. Okay, energy can work both ways. So if you feel like I'm describing your person, and in actual fact that sounds more like you in this dynamic, then that's you. So you can flip the energy. Like I said, it's a general reading. So we're going to pull some energy for you, some energy for them. There we go. Page of Pentacles. So they're beginnings. See? Absolutely brand new beginning. So this is you. This is your energy. Oh, do you know what? I love it when this happens. Right. Okay. So showing up on your side, okay, so we've got kind of how are you viewing the situation and how are you feeling about this situation. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Now the Page of Pentacles, I'm not even going to show you the cards because the light's on, so there's no point. So the Page of Pentacles is all about a brand new beginning in reality. Basically, it's an earth card, so the earth cards are very, very tangible. So again, this could really like relate to work. I'm getting like some type of a vocation or a course that you've just recently embarked on. You may have even been I'm getting like a studenty vibe or something. So you might have even just started a new job. You might have just started a new job and caught somebody's eye, or this again. It's earthy, so it's very physical. So again, it could even be at the gym. You could have started at a new gym, let's just say, for example, and then you've met somebody there. But it's somebody that's caught your eye, absolutely, and you are kind of considering the potentials of a situation. You might be thinking to yourself, "Shall I take the risk? Shall I take the risk?" I feel like you might want to communicate with this person because we've got the Fool here. And the Fool, I'm definitely feeling like this is a brand new situation. This is not something that you've been dealing with. So, this is not somebody that you know very well, I don't think. So the Fool is, again, it talks about taking that risk, that leap of faith and just going after it and going for it. But there is an element of fear attached to it as well. And I feel like it might be because you're quite a newbie. I'm just getting like noob at something. So it's either like you're new in a job or you're new at a gym or there's some kind of new energy. Let's just put it that way. So at the moment, I don't think you're making any moves. The Pentacles tend to be quite slow to get going. It's not, if you think about Earth is very heavy to move. So it's quite, it's a difficulty there. However, with the Fool, it's almost like you're saying, shall I take the risk? Shall I kind of go out on a whim? Do you know what I mean? It's something along those lines. You're feeling very in your head at the moment, but also seeing the potential in a person or in a situation. I'm going to turn this light off just so that I can show you the cards because I do think that it helps sometimes. I only put it on so that I look better. But we've got the Page of Pentacles here. Now, the Page of Pentacles, if you can see, he's got this big coin in his hand, but it's not a full circle. So it's almost like this isn't complete. And he's looking, and he's almost like he's looking out into the distance, and he's trying to see how far this can get him, if that makes sense. It's almost like a bit of a visionary, like envisioning something or kind of, I feel like there's a goal. You might have set your, you might have, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's almost like there's a goal in mind. You're going after something. So again, if this is a course, the goal would be to attain the certificate. If you were going to the gym, the goal might be to lose a stone or to lose 2 stone. But whatever it is, it's almost like this is all going on in that environment, if that makes sense. The Fool. Okay, this is someone who is really kind of being a little bit blasé as well. It's almost like there's something unknown. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting like you don't really know this person. This person could even, I'm getting like this person could be foreign to you. Now I'm getting that they could even be foreign. Okay, so again, different culture, different skin tone, something like that, different background, may even be a different ethnicity, different religion. There's a little bit of a difference there I'm picking up. So it's almost like this person's attracting you, but because they're just so different, or maybe it's, I feel like you're intrigued because this person is not really somebody that you would probably go for either, but it's almost like there's something about them that's kind of, made you pay attention, let's just say. You're not making any moves, but you are kind of considering it. Let's just put it that way. Now, this other person's energy, this person might be quite a mystery to you, okay? So we've got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is all about secrets. It's all about the unknown again. So there is an element of the unknown between the two of you. The High Priestess is the one that keeps secrets, okay? She's very, very quiet, but she's also very knowledgeable. This could be somebody that's actually training you as well. So it could be like a team leader or something like that, or somebody that's training you, like I wouldn't even say partner. I'd like shadow. You might be shadowing this person, or this person might be shadowing you. Like I said, you know, flip the roles as you need to, because the high priestess is not something that's very, very apparent. This is some, you know, it's very quiet energy, and it's you know, elusive. There's an elusiveness there. So this person could be a Pisces or a Cancer. There could be a water sign. They don't have to be. In actual fact, there could even be a Scorpio, because I do get that with these cards. But at the minute, it's very, very, it's almost like it's very spiritual, if that makes sense. Like it's not being spoken about, it's not being brought into reality, it's not being discussed. It's just like a, do you know when you get that gut feeling, that bit of an inner, something's going on here and I don't really know what it is? That's what this high priestess is. So this high priestess has actually, I feel like there's something going on with them where they've recognized, it's almost like you're both looking at each other. This is someone who is keeping the cards very close to the chest, and they're not making any moves. It's like, I'm not making any sudden moves. It's almost like they kind of want to see the truth in the matter, because we've got justice here. Now we've just done the astrological dice, and justice is Libra, and Libra is the sign where this development's happening. So this could be somebody, again, this is somebody, this person might even work in enforcement of some kind. Okay, so they might, again, there could be a lawyer, absolutely, but it's just somebody who is in somewhat of a position where their authority means something. So again, it could be like a team leader, it could be like a manager, it could be something, you know, it could even be a personal trainer. Let's just put it out there. It could even be something like a counselor, you know, something like that, because I am getting that this person is someone who just kind of sits back, doesn't really speak too much, but it's almost like they're trying to weigh a situation up. It's almost like, you know, they go back and forth and with the thoughts and the mind. So this is someone who might be trying to figure out what it is that you want from them, or if there's actually something between you. But at the moment, it's kind of grey to them. It's almost like there's a very airy, irky feeling. Now, if you actually look at these two cards, look how similar they are. They've got the veils behind them. The veil represents something not being revealed. So, you know, and again, these two people just mimic each other so heavily. It's kind of giving me the impression that what you see is what you get with this person. However, there is a darker side to their nature. So this is somebody who seems to be very honest. This is someone who seems to be very straight to the point. It's almost like they don't mince the words. It's the very direct with their communication. Hi, Sunshine. Thanks for joining us. We've picked 3 crystals. You can have purple, green, or Tiger's Eye, Amethyst, Green Adventurine, or Tiger's Eye, and we're on the Green Adventurine at the moment. So what I will say is this is something that's definitely divinely guided, because we've got a lot of majors on the spread. Okay, so this has happened. So if you've met this person and you feel like, you know, maybe there's like a familiarity there, I don't feel like you're paying too much attention to this person. I know it sounds a bit contradictory what I'm saying, but Libra does tend to be a bit like that. You're actually turning away from them and they're being very direct. So there may be an element of avoidance here a little bit as well. You might be avoiding this situation. You might feel like you might be taking a bit of a risk, maybe because this person is in a position of authority. No problem, Sunshine. And it's almost like you might be saying, am I going to overstep the mark? You know, how is it going to be received? So there is this elusiveness with this situation. Now we've got the 7 of Swords showing up. Now this is showing up as energy that's binding, okay, or kind of working against. And again, like I said, we've got this 7 of Swords, and it's very sneaky. This is someone that's sneaking out the back door, basically. So this is a card of deception. Now deception isn't always a bad thing. You know, deception, a lot of the time it can be a bad thing. This could be a card of cheating, but it's almost like somebody who's gathering the thoughts and it's almost like they're storing them away, okay, and they're not revealing anything. So I feel like the both of you at the moment are doing this to each other. It's almost like you're really trying to collect these little nuggets of truth and you're trying to read between the lines and see, but it's all very hazy at the moment, so it's very confusing. But it's almost like I'm getting mind games. So there could be like things in how you communicate, how you're talking, how you're speaking to each other. There's something in that, and you both really kind of trying to read between the lines, okay? I feel like you're definitely trying to suss each other out, absolutely. Let's pull some more. This is not a very clear reading, I'll be quite honest with you. So we've got the Ten of Swords, okay? So this is like a difficulty is coming to an end. What's this one? Just flipped over. And then we've got conflict, right? Okay, so the both of you, this is what I'm getting. So the both of you could have been through some really testing times in relationships. Very, very similar, but very, very different. It's almost like you're both reluctant, but it's not because of each other. It's because of your own experiences of relationships, because we've got the Ten of Swords here. And this is showing up on your side. It doesn't have to be, like I said, you can flip it. But the Ten of Swords is all about a painful ending. You know, being betrayed, being stabbed in the back, you know, things not working out for you, things not going your way. So it's almost like there is this sense of repressed, you know, like, oh my God. And maybe this is why you're turning away from this situation, because you're saying, I really just don't want to get involved in anything like that again. This person has stirred your interests, but it's almost like you're kind of looking down the path and saying, yeah, but, you know, it's rather than just seeing it and taking it for what it is right now, it's almost like you're projecting and you're looking really far into the future. And maybe that's just putting you off a bit and it's scaring you. I am seeing that somebody is, you know, the both of you, in fact, getting carried away with your thoughts, because nothing has been verbalized. It's all very, very hush-hush at the moment. This person is conflicted. So we've got this, you know, this is someone who is... I'm getting drama, okay? So if this person may have been through a lot of drama, they may have experienced a lot of drama in their life, you know, they may have had a lot of relationships that didn't work out, miscommunications and stuff like that. And it's really interesting because from what I can see, this person is not somebody that is down for drama. They seem to be somebody who is usually very balanced and usually very intuitive, and it's almost like the drama just throws them off. So it's almost like they avoid it. They don't want to be around it. They just, no, I can't be asked with that. That's kind of the vibe. So because of that, it's causing this sense of there is a bit of mind games going on, absolutely, but I do think that it's for very good reasons. You know, the 10s mark an ending, the 5s mark like a middle point, and it's a bit like, oh, so it is giving this vibe of like instability, like there's an instability that's shared between the two of you, if that makes sense, but it's through no fault of each other's. So so that's really interesting, actually. But there is definitely, I am seeing like you know, people running away. It's almost like you'll go in, right? What I'm getting like a vision, and it's almost like, do you know, like you have like a mouse in a mouse trap, and the mouse will come out with its little nose and it'll look for some cheese, and then it'll grab it and then it'll run away with it. And it's almost like they'll sit there and they'll eat this cheese until it's gone, and then again they'll do the same thing, and it's almost like that. So it's kind of like breadcrumbs. I'm getting like breadcrumbs and following trails, you know. So this is where I'm getting all this like reading between the lines, and I think it is confusing. This is a confusing situation. I hope, if this resonates with somebody, then let me know. I'm just trying to read the comments as I'm reading. Hi Sophie, thanks for joining us. It's nice to see some new faces. I'm going to pull one more card because this is quite a, you know, it's a bit of a weird one, this actually. The Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups again, it's about a stagnancy. You know, this is about emotions not really going anywhere. So it's all very like bit flatline. I feel like there is a tendency, there is a bit of an avoidance here. Absolutely, there's an avoidance, and it's almost like someone is turning a bit of a blind eye, or not wanting to recognize the fact that there may be something here. There may be, you know, something brewing or something like that. The Four of Cups is not a great card when it comes to emotions. It really depends where you've come from, really. It can talk about boredom, stagnancy, things not really, it does, perfect. Thanks, Tam, for confirmation. Yeah, it's really kind of it can be a bit boring, basically, the Four of Cups, but in actual fact, if you've been through something like this, which is just World War III, let's just put it out there, the Four of Cups can actually be a place of comfort. You know, it's almost like, right, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to make any sudden moves because I'm quite comfortable where I am. I think one thing to note is there's nothing grows where it's comfortable. You know, nothing grows in comfort. But again, it just really depends on which path you're on, because this is a shared energy. So, you know, I do feel like this stagnancy could be in regards to your person, because they have got lots of watery energy on their side of the spread. So it could be that this person just really doesn't want any more drama. They don't. I feel like they've been through it. So we've got jackpot. So that's confirmation, jackpot. Okay, you could be dealing with somebody called Jack. Okay, but jackpot is kind of like it's a big thumbs up. It's like, yeah, you're on the mark, you're on the ball, basically. Jackpot. Do you know what I feel like as well? You might actually even look at this person like jackpot. You know, again, it's almost like I feel like this person, you were just kind of going about your business. This is what I'm getting. You were going about your daily business, not really paying as much mind to anything, really. You're kind of just doing your own thing. I mean, it's almost like this person's come out of nowhere, and now you're in your head and you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about, like, you know, a year down the line, 2 years down the line. Is this somebody that I could have a child with? Is this somebody that I could settle down with? Is this somebody that I could get married to? Like, you're really kind of thinking about those very material aspects of a relationship. And it's almost like you're saying, well, yeah, I think I could. Like jackpot, I think I could. You know, this person kind of seems to have the qualities that I'm looking for. But because of everything that you've endured in the past, it's almost like, oh, but am I ready to go there again? Like, literally, I've been through the mill. I don't even know if I could deal with that right now. So it's almost like I do get like there's a bit of flirtation, but I also get that there's a bit of it's like a mind game. You might flirt with this person with the knowing that it's not actually going to be anything more, and that's why this person's like, really, I feel like there's a sense of not confusion, but they're just like, what the fuck? You know, I feel like, so again, that's what's causing them this sense of conflict, okay? Because this is inner conflict. This is conflict of spirit. Like, what should I do? Which way should I go? How should I approach this? It's almost like they're in, I wouldn't like to say they're in the fields, but in a sense, yeah, they are, because they're conflicted. They don't know how to navigate, let's just say, this situation so that it works out. Okay. You make me so happy. Okay, you make me so happy. Now, if this is somebody that you do know, because again, I'm reading for a lot of people. So if this is somebody that you do know, you make this person very happy. Okay, I feel like this person does see you as someone that holds a lot of potential as well. This is someone that's been doing a lot of watching from the sidelines. Okay, so if they haven't verbalized this to you directly, just know that they have actually been thinking about it. It's been going on internally, because what I'm seeing on their side is emotions and thoughts. So this is someone who's trying to get a grasp on how they feel, you know, and the truth of the situation in order to kind of come to some conclusion, some decision. Secrets exposed. Secrets. I feel like this person's going to tell you how they feel shortly. Look, the High Priestess is all about secrets. This is someone who is struggling to contain what's going on within them. The High Priestess is all about secrets. Justice is all about the truth. Okay, this is the card of communication, and it's very direct communication, like we were saying. Secrets are going to be exposed. I feel like this person's going to tell you how they feel about you, because you make them very happy. This is somebody who's finding it very difficult to contain what's going on inside of them. I feel like you might have some kind of an inkling, but it's almost like you're not paying much attention to it. It's almost like you're saying, let's just be friends with benefits. Friends with benefits, I'll come, I'll go. You know, I don't need to be sticking around so that you can break my heart again. Not doing that. You know, it's like that. So there's a lot of mind games going on, but it's almost like it's brought a bit of a stalemate to a situation as well with this Four of Cups. It's like, this is what's holding this situation up. It's stagnant. The emotional side of it, the emotional aspect side of it is stagnancy. One more card. Work. Right. So I feel like you might, or this person might, again, I can be reading for either of you really. It's taking a lot of work, or it's almost like you're viewing it as a lot of work. Again, we've got this Page of Pentacles. The pages are the babies of the court cards. You know, these are people that haven't completed their task. You go from a page right up to a king, And so this is the very beginning. It's almost like, oh, this is going to take so much work. Like, have I got it in me? Like, I'm just getting like there's a little bit of a exhaustion, maybe even about the thought of even getting into a relationship, because you know it takes a lot of work, because they do. Relationships are all about interaction, and at the moment you're just being somewhat of a free spirit. You know, you kind of just go in wherever the wind blows you, and I feel like you might be quite content with that, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, it's almost like you've freed yourself from a difficult cycle, a difficult situation. It's almost like it's taken you quite a while to get back into a mental state of rest. And it's almost like now this is kicked up and it's like, oh my God. But there is a bit of flirtation there. And there is a little bit of, you know, there's a veil, let's just say there's a veil that's been put up between the two of you right now. So that's your reading. That was for the Green Adventurine. Hopefully that resonated for some people and that you got something from that. It was a little bit difficult to get any messages through, you know, so I do feel like there might be some blocks. Okay, whether that's you or it's the other person, there's some blockages going on. You resonate as well, Laura. Perfect. This is a card of being blocked off. You know, it's not a clear through way, is it? It's being blocked off. I imagine that this is, you know, this is kind of like the end. You know, it doesn't get much more blocked off than that, basically. So there is a sense of healing that needs to take place, but I don't think it's a healing of the relationship. I feel like it's independent healing, because that's why these mind games are going on. It's almost like I'm getting every man for themselves. Every man for themselves. It's almost like this situation's dipped in and out of, as and when it needs to be, when that person needs replenishing, whether it's you, whether it's them. It's almost like that's when you come back together, basically, to fill yourself up, and then off you go again. So again, like I said, that's your reading. We'll move on now. I think we'll do the Tiger's Eye next, seeing as that's what everybody's chosen. Sorry, Mum, you're with me and Charlotte. You're gonna have to wait till the end. You want to wait till the end anyway, because I've got some exciting stuff to tell you. Right, put that back and do the Tiger's Eye now, guys. Oh, no problem, Tam, you're welcome. I'm glad you took something from it. I know sometimes these readings they're not always great, but, you know, let's be honest, we're all adults now. Life's not always easy, is it? Life's not always great. So, you know, would you rather have the truth, or would you rather, you know, flower situations up? I've just seen relationships coming up for you guys, Tiger's Eye. Definitely. Connections. Oh, this is nice. You've got two cards stuck together. Oh my God, I'm hearing like you're stuck to somebody like glue. Stuck to somebody like glue. I'm going to pull three just because three came out on your side. Let's see what's going on. And then we've got, right, so there is a sense of imbalance between people at the moment. So if you chose Tiger's Eye, this is your reading. I'm going to do the astrology dice first. And we've got the Sun in Cancer in the 8th house. Okay, now the Sun talks about our vitality, and it's the thing that gives us energy. Sorry guys about this, but you know, I'm not going to sit and moan about it all video. The Sun gives us our sense of vitality. It's our identity. You're a tiger, Daniel. I'm sure Bo can confirm that. The Sun in Cancer is very do you know what I'm getting here? I'm getting a lot of daydreaming. I'm getting a lot of like psychic downloads with this, because the sun shines a light. Wherever the sun is on your chart, you know, it shines a light on that specific area of life. It really is kind of, I wrote this down earlier. In fact, you know, it's probably worthwhile. I've got a book here. Look, this is my book of just like everything. I've got so many notes. This is everything that comes out of my head. Where are we? I literally wrote this down today, so I think it would make sense to read it. I never stick to pages, though. That's the problem. I never start. Okay. This is interesting. So you have Mystic Cara, so you can choose between Green Adventurine, or you can have Amethyst if you want to continue with this. Or if you want to go back to the beginning, once it's finished, you can do that. So pick one of these. We're doing Green Adventurine at the moment. I've just started. So yeah, so the sun really shines a light, but what I've written down today is the sun actually shows us where we commit treason on ourselves. Okay, now I'm not going to get into it too much, so just bear with me. But we all have a king inside us, okay, and this king is our dictator. It tells us what to do, and it kind of governs our morals, you know, and it tells us it's our higher mind. If you want to put it that way, it's our higher mind. Yeah, I've just started Tiger's Eye. Amethyst for you, Emma. I've not done that one yet. That one's next. So yeah, this is about high treason, basically. It's not all about high treason, but in the sign of Cancer, Cancer is very empathic and very soft natured. Cancer is the baby of, you know, it's not the baby of the zodiac, that's Aries, but it represents women, fertility, children, childbirth, childbearing. So there is a very, you know, pure and sincere energy that goes with Cancers. Okay, they represent vulnerabilities, they represent our insecurities sometimes as well, and everybody's got Cancer in the chart. Not everyone's got placements in it, but I feel like insecurities are really being highlighted, or vulnerabilities are really being highlighted at the moment. And it's to do with the 8th house. And the 8th house is all about regeneration, you know, the past. It's a really karmic house, actually. It's a very, very karmic house. So this could be like, because I was saying, you're getting like a bit of psychic downloads and stuff like that. There could be some ruminating on times gone by, or on things that have happened or come to pass, basically. Maybe it's the old version of yourself that makes you feel quite vulnerable, or something like that. It's almost like something that no longer is around, something that no longer exists. It could even be, again, it could even be symbolic of a father passing away, because the sun does represent the father. You know, it's the sun, it governs our life. And the 8th house is a house of, you know, passing away, and the things that we can't see, and what resides beneath the surface of the skin. Cancerians are very, very imaginative. So they're very, very creative, but they're creative psychically and they're creative emotionally. So this is creating a lot of emotions as well at the moment. I'm just feeling like a bit of a stomach churn going on. Something is like a bit of a stomach churn. I am getting quite a difficult energy, to be quite honest with you. Very, very watery. And this is, again, when the sun shines a light on a particular area of the chart. The 8th house is the house of dark. It's night. It's you know, it's black. We can't see at all. Think about the fact that you can't see the afterlife. You can't go there. Well, most people can't anyway. So it's very unknown. So when the light is being shone in this house, it can be quite confusing. And then it gets you kind of in your feels, which is really what Cancer does. It's very, very deep. You know, Cancer rules the bottom of the heavens. So they are deeply psychic. So your psychic ability might be kicking in right now. And in actual fact, I'm feeling like things may have even be appearing. Memories, like suppressed memories that you've even forgotten about, that you didn't even realize were there still, you know. Things might be coming up, and it's almost like it stings as well. It's like a sting, because you wasn't expecting it, and it comes out of nowhere, you know. So that's what I'm getting with that astrology roll. Right, I know that wasn't relationshipy, you know, in terms of a romantic partnership, but it does necessarily, like I said, it could represent a father figure as well, like I said, because the sun, you know, it's the Holy Father. Right, your energy is 10 of Cups, Knight of Wands, and Justice. Now, 10 of Cups is a really, really, really nice card to get, right? This is the bells and whistles, basically. This is emotional fulfillment, and this is about being full of love, and it's been that full that you're able to offer it to others as well. So again, it's almost like this is about being fully charged emotionally charged. Okay, so again, I'm just getting a lot of emotion coming from you guys, whoever picked this reading. There's a lot of emotion there. And I do feel like there is a happiness there. Absolutely. We've got this rainbow here, and the rainbow is all about promises, and it's all about, so the story of the rainbow, I don't know if I've said this before, but the story of the rainbow in the Bible, after Noah's Ark, when the God flooded the earth, basically, and he wiped out all of the bad, you know, and he said, look, let's start again, let's cleanse everything, and, you know, just start over, basically. When the storm came to pass, God placed a rainbow in the sky, and that rainbow was a promise that would never happen again. This is a card of awakening. This is a card of spiritual awakening, but not just the spiritual awakening that is the painful part of the process. It's almost like the blessings that are promised afterwards. So I feel like someone's actually gone through a very painful period in their life. Someone's actually gone through a very painful process, and it's in relation to family. Ten of Cups is the family card. You can see it, you know, this is kind of like a fantasy card. Maybe it was the idea of the family, or maybe it was the, you know, it's almost, again, you know, Cancer's ruled by the moon, so there is this tendency to delude or self-delude or something like that. But it's very, very, what's the word? It's kind of like imagination. Because if you imagine, this is like the happy ever after. It's almost like the imagination or the image that was self-imposed upon the family, you know, something along those lines. That's kind of where we're going. Maybe that was shattered, you know, or, you know, maybe there was some type of illusion that was shattered, basically. Wands is showing up, and the Knight of Wands is a little bit here, there, and everywhere. Okay, this is known as the player of the tarot. It's Sagittarius energy, but Sagittarians are all about experiences. So maybe you've kind of moved away from a family situation, and you've kind of stepped out into the world, and you've gone out on your own little mission, and you've said, look, I'm going to just kind of put my feelers out there. I'm going to do things my way, and I'm going to see how far it gets me, because the Knights are all about movement. So you could actually be moving. Okay, you could be moving away from a family or towards another family, but there is definitely some type of movement going on here, and I am seeing something about a vehicle as well. I'm seeing, but the vehicle I'm seeing, it's more like a van. I'm not seeing like a car. I'm seeing more like a van, like a big, like a two-man van or something like that, where you're doing backwards and forwards trips. You could be moving property, you could be moving, because we have got houses in this card as well. If you can see in the background, it's almost like, and this is like backwards and forwards here, there, and everywhere. Right, I'm getting a very strong message of you're moving away from some type of fantasy that you crafted yourself, okay? You crafted it in your mind's eye, let's just put it that way. And it's almost like now reality's sunk in a little bit, or through your experiences and through your pursuits, it's almost like you found something that's actually real and it's of substance. Because you've got to remember, water rules fluids, and fluids rule the bloods of the body, and we have things that are contained in our blood, and Cancer rules family. It's the bloodline. So it's almost like you've kind of stepped away from this fantasy world that you created and crafted. I actually also feel like it started to crumble. This is something that started to crumble because it's almost like you gripped onto that. I'm just saying, like both hands, you gripped onto it so tightly that when like you refused to see it, and you was like, no, and it was almost like spirit was saying, right, we're going to do it again, we're doing it again, and these things kept building up to the point where you're just like, look, I can't ignore it anymore. I'm up shit creek a little bit, or something like that, you know. But I am seeing again, I'm see this is like a castle. Sorry, I'm not even got my light on. I think it's my laptop. This is like a castle. Okay, and it's almost like they're waving goodbye to it. But here we've got these children, and then they're dancing with joy, and there's this little house, little picket house at the back. But it's much more stable, and it's much more humble, and it's much more average, and it's much more normal. But it's almost like you're happy about that, you know. You're happy, and you're saying, yeah, because I can be settled there. I don't have to play into this this role. I don't have to play. I'm seeing like a bit of a pantomime. It was like a pantomime. You know, and I am getting that with this Knight of Wands. It's almost like you had to show up when you had to show up, and you had to. It's almost like I'm hearing like there was orders, or there was what's the word? Conditions. It was conditional. So there was a little bit like of instability there. That, let's just say. Justice. So justice is about karma. Okay, reaping what you reward, you know, reaping what you've been sown. Justice steps in when there's been an injustice, basically, and it's almost like saying, right now it's your time. I'm seeing like a wheel just turning all the way around. So again, I am getting vehicles, you know, movement, motion, cars, vans, something like that. But justice, really, if we stick to that theme, justice is very much about a aesthetic because she's ruled by Venus. But it isn't so much the aesthetic of the home, it's more the environment because it's an air sign. So again, the air, it's almost like the air is going to change. The air of your situation, the air of your life, the air of your dynamic, whatever's going on for you is going to change. And I'm also seeing like a change of perspective also. That a change of perspective is going to come with that. I feel like someone who's been very logical, very balanced, using the head. You know, this is someone that isn't really trying to make any rash decisions. I do feel like there is a, I'm also hearing again, like balancing the books. So someone's either trying to make sense of the finances at this time as well, or just trying to make sure that everything is above board, basically, and that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, if that makes sense. I feel like it's moving from this real fantasy world into something much more realistic, but it's almost like it's not happened yet. It's in the astral realm, so it's all happening in the mind, but it's soon to come, if that makes sense. Now, on the opposite side of your spread, this is like the partner that we're dealing with, because this is very much about you, really. This is very much about you. I am seeing like a family setup. I am seeing like a family in this side. I'm also seeing like a divide, though. It's almost like a cutting off and leaving something. I actually see somebody being quite argumentative as well. So if you are kind of out the back door, let's just say, or you are like on your off on your own path, I do see like there is the sense of fear, fearless, like bravery, and it's almost like you might be speaking up for the first time and saying, do you know what, and being quite brave about it. It's almost like nothing can stop you now. You might be feeling like nothing can hold you back, because you're in control. Now look how balanced this woman is. It's like, yeah, I'm the boss now. I'm in control. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't phase me. It's almost like saying you can't phase me anymore because I'm not deluded anymore and I'm not beholden to you anymore. I've separated myself from this situation. Really, really weird, but it has come up. I'm getting something about piles. So just if that's a message for somebody, might want to get them checked out, basically. So opposite side, we've got the devil, we've got the Six of Cups, and we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So again, the devil energy showing up for the person. Again, don't have to be romantic. It could be anybody. This is about bondage, attachment. This is somebody who likes to dictate, okay? This is somebody who likes to control situations, and this is somebody who enjoys making people feel like they don't have a choice in a matter. It's very, very binding, is what I'm trying to say. This is a situation where that's not easy to get away from. It's almost like you're chained to each other. So again, this could represent two people in a family. You know, it's almost like saying like we are complete opposites, but we are unfortunately bound to this situation. Okay, and there is a darkness that's kind of been bred between the two of you, or has resulted. You know, something like that. Bear with me, guys. I'm just reading my messages. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Louise. Just keep listening in. So yeah, the devil rules Capricorn energy. So this is Saturn. Okay, Saturn also rules Aquarius. But if you think about that, you know, this is difficult. This is somebody struggling with this situation. Somebody is really trying to control and dictate and call the shots and tell you what to do and just be an absolute twat, basically. You know, this is someone who is a master manipulator. You know, this is someone who will pull on all of those strings of yours like a puppet in order to get what they want. You know, this is someone who doesn't hold back. Absolutely not. You feel this force. You know, this is somebody that really kind of goes to town. This is someone who works meticulously to obtain whatever it is that they want to obtain. Okay, and this is somebody who, because it's the devil. You know, the devil is the mastery. You know, this is the beast. This is the beast. It's kind of, what's the word, God incarnate on earth. You know, this is someone who governs mankind, basically. And in actual fact, I just want to kind of go off on a bit of a tangent here, because I was thinking about this the other day. We actually need the devil. There is a place and a need for the devil, right? Okay, and he is bad. You know, people don't like dealing or working with the devil, but in actual fact, the devil is works alongside God. He's the one that enforces God's rule, because if you don't live a particular way, let's just say, you're going out and you're causing all sorts of, you're just being a germ, an absolute parasite, basically. Hi, Mina. I don't do personal readings, but all my details you can find on my page. But thanks for joining us. I've lost my trail of thought. Oh, yeah. So he really upholds the law, because it's the devil that puts us back on track when we know that we're doing something against our better judgment. He's the one that says, whoa, 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 and he throws something in our path and we experience it and we go, oh my God, I don't like this. And then we stay away from it again. So in actual fact, there's a very, very good reason for the devil, the energy of the devil, because it keeps us in line. This is really what we try to avoid. This is in this person's energy. This person's not in a good place. This person's in a very, very low vibration right now. And it's like all that matters is matter. All that matters is money. All that matters is people. All that matters is possession. That's what the devil does. He seeks to possess. So that's really good. In actual fact, it's again, like I'm seeing like this illusion has just been shattered. It's almost like you're not the person I thought you were. I'm so glad I'm away from it now. I'm so glad that I can see a way out now. I'm cutting ties, absolutely cutting ties with this person. You don't want to be around them. I'm the pile and I'm on a waiting list to get it sorted. Is this your reading, Daniel? Is it resonating then? I'll continue. 6 of Cups. So this is definitely somebody from your past. The 6 of Cups. This is this person's energy, and it's a very right. Okay, so that's good that it's resonating. This 6 of Cups is really a card again of nostalgia. This is about daydreams. Typically, this represents somebody from your past. Oh, it's okay, Daniel. You can go back and rewind it like you normally do. The 6 of Cups is about something coming back to bite you on the ass, or something coming back to haunt you, or something coming back. This is typically a very nice card, but Sarah, gosh. But the 6 of Cups, again, the 6 is all about choices and emotional choices. And, somebody's made a very emotional choice. Somebody's made, and next to this devil card, I just feel like it wasn't a choice that was made from a good place. But it was all, I'm getting kind of selfish. And again, I'm just seeing, look, this property in the back. There's so many properties in here. There's so many houses. There's so many. It really kind of, I feel like there's an element of bribery as well going on here, because if you actually look in the cards, we've got this 6 of Cups. It's almost like she's bribing this younger and saying, oh, do you want this big nice ice cream? Do you want, you know what I mean? Like, so there is a tendency to this person is a little bit bribey. Like I said, this is somebody who could be manipulating you. They could actually be offering you some kind of assistance off of the back of this this deceit, this darkness, this, do you know what I mean? Off the back of this devil is what I'm trying to say. Manipulation. And it's almost like they're presenting themselves to be like, oh, really helpful, or really like, let me do this and let me do that and blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm just seeing like this is someone who is really preying on your vulnerabilities. Now, this could be somebody that you've known from your past. This could be a family member, because quite obviously, you know them, but in actual fact, as these people grow older, we become so much more distant from them. We don't grow up side by side. We develop our own sense of consciousness, and it's almost like we separate somewhat. So again, it's almost like there is a very nostalgic energy. It's almost like this person may be using the same tactics to manipulate as they did when you were younger. Or they might be saying the same things, or they might be saying things that they know that make you kind of soft, or a little bit soften a little bit, because I am just seeing this ice cream like melting. So it's almost like they're trying to soften you up. Come on, it's not that bad. And it's like, but it is definitely the devil, because look, this woman's symbolic. She's got dark skin. This is the devil, and it's manipulating, and it's saying, it's almost like this is somebody who is slapped you with one hand and then kissed you on your cheek straight after. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those. It's all, I don't know what the saying is, but it's one of those. It's like they've slapped you with one hand and then kind of kissed you straight. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? A bit of an arsehole, I'm not going to lie. 8 of Pentacles, okay? this is somebody who has been putting in the work. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles really talks about, eights always talk about a show of strength. They talk about it's Leo energy is the eight, and it talks about passions. Okay, so passions can be both sexual, as you know, but they can also be passion related to anger, passion related to, you know, passion can be anything really when you think about it. It's more about the nature of the emotion or the nature of the thought, or, you know, that kind of thing. So there's something to do with nature. And I'm saying like nature or nurture, nature or nurture. But yeah, this is someone who is really putting in the work, right? And this is someone who is really trying to pay close attention to their gains. Again, what I said, manipulation to its max. Okay, this could be somebody who is actually trying to benefit from this situation. Okay, they might not be disclosing that to you, but it's almost like they're sat there and they're calculating and they're trying to figure out where the coins are going, and shall I put it into this account, shall I put it into that account, and, you know, they're trying to establish some sense of stability for themselves, but they're doing it in you know, behind the scenes, because you see, you know, this is somebody who's shut away in a house, funnily enough. But yeah, it's almost like this is someone who's trying to get all the ducks lined up. This person might even have to communicate with you in order for them to find out these little golden nuggets. It's almost like they'll get so far in the calculation and they'll get to a point and they're like, oh, and then they're like, all right, well, I'm going to have to talk to him now. So then what they'll do, this big bad wolf, is they'll come back around offering you some type of kindness. But in actual fact, it's so that they can gain and benefit from it. It's all for their gain. It's all for their benefit. You know, the devil don't think about anyone else but himself, really. He just wants to grow and develop. One of the things that I do find interesting is we've got this, you know, this sun in Cancer. This Six of Cups is Cancer. It's Cancerian energy. Just because it's water. But it because it's fixed, okay, because it's fixed energy, it's Scorpio. And again, this is about beneath the radar, under the surface, things, you know, things not being noticed and not, I almost feel like, again, it's almost like creeping up out of nowhere. So it's almost like you don't hear from this person for a while and then they'll creep up and they're there. And it's like, what do you want? It's almost like you can't get rid of them type of thing. There's like an attachment somehow. I'm even seeing like an umbilical cord, could be like an umbilical cord, like an attachment in that sense, you know, like maybe this person's your twin, let's just say, or, you know, there is definitely something there to do with an attachment of some kind. Now, the thing that's kind of binding this situation together is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a to-in and a throw-in, back and forth. You know, this is about a dynamic. This is about trying to keep things in the air. This is about trying to keep a state of momentum going. But to be quite honest with you, it's a number two, so it's quite new. You know, this is not something that is well developed, but it's almost like I feel like things are just really shaky between you and this person right now. I'll be honest, it's almost like you don't really know what to do with them and where to place them. Like before, I was saying, this person seems to have everything figured out. This person seems like, right, this needs to go there, that needs to go there, I'm going to put that in there, and they're doing all this calculating, right? Because the 8 is Capricorn, and that's what Capricorn does. This too is just like a little bit, where do I put this? Where do I put that? So it's almost like there's a lack, maybe. This isn't the card of lack, but it's almost like trying to make sure that there's enough to go around, or trying to make sure that there's enough to meet the needs of those involved, or, you know, so this is more about being really flexible in terms of where you put your money, if that makes sense. It's almost like I can't make a solid plan. I just kind of have to go with the flow, and whatever comes up, and I'll have to deal with it then. There is a dynamic here involving some type of property or some type of material funds as well. I also feel like the energy is up and down, up and down, up and down. I feel like there is this element of not really knowing how to feel about each other, and it's just a little bit like, again, like I say, just up in the air. This person on this card doesn't look too impressed, to be honest. It's almost like they're doing this because they feel like they have to. It's almost like an exchange or an interaction, but not because there's a willingness. It's because you kind of have to, if that makes sense. It's because it matters, because again, it's a Pentacles, so it's very tangible. it's difficult as well. This is a difficulty. There's a difficulty, absolutely. It's not something that is flowing with ease. If you picked up 2 hands full of soil, right, let's put it this way, and you try to juggle with them, chances are you're going to drop a lot of it. You know, it's one of those. So it's kind of a difficult situation, and you're trying to navigate, and you're trying to do this, and you're trying to do that. But it's almost like, I feel like there may be, again, like this severing of ties. It's almost like, I'm just hearing like you can't wait to put it down. You can't wait to put the weight down. It's your arms are tired. You kind of, I'm seeing heavy lifting now as well. So like lifting and moving furniture, or moving, you know, moving things around, or maybe even exchanging goods for money, that kind of thing. Because the 2 of Pentacles is little bits of money. It's not big money. This is little bits of money. So it's kind of like, again, like I said, it's more like an exchange. So you can take that for, you know, £10, or trying to kind of, again, even like a regeneration of income. You're trying to kind of regenerate the income, or to some degree, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is not a relationship of coming together. I feel like this is a relationship of somewhat of a separation. How things are going to go in the future, I am not sure. But again, I am just seeing that there is a need to balance. I do feel like you are the more balanced party in all of this as well, though. I do feel like you're the one that's kind of been a lot more radical. Don't even know if that's a word. Right. Get off of my page. What are you doing? Why do you do this? Like anyone's going to want to have a reading off you. Stop begging readings. Go away. Sorry, guys. It just really does made in. If you get any messages of people claiming to be me, they're not me. I would never, ever, ever message you saying, do you want a reading? I would never do that. I don't need to. So we'll get some cards of confirmation here. Bit of a heavy reading. Is it resonating with anybody? I know you've mentioned Daniel, and you have as well, Sarah. Deflated. This is what this is. This is a deflated situation. It's almost like you're kind of going round in circles, you know, feeling a little bit deflated. You may even be exhausted at the moment, just kind of with everything, you know, it's just exhausting. The whole situation is just tiresome. You are moving away from it though, you know. I feel like just, you know, them few final details, because just this is very much detail oriented, and it's all about agreements and signing papers and legalities and contracts and partnerships and, you know, stuff like that. I do feel like you are going to put an end to this situation. Let's just say this person's like sat over here counting coins. I feel like this is someone who is very, you know, they've got a not very nice energy about achievements. Now, achievements is popping up, okay? And I feel like the achievement is the fact that you've actually managed to sever a tie. This is what I was saying about moving away, this Knight of Wands. It's almost like you're becoming very brave now, and you're just kind of saying like bollocks to it. You know, you're being very outspoken. You're kind of letting people know your mind. You don't care. You're not holding back. And I'm feeling like this is a message from Spirit saying that's an achievement, because it's almost like once upon a time you'd never have done that. You just wouldn't. You'd have sat there in silence, feeling uncomfortable, not really saying anything, you know, getting piles. This is what I was getting. So this is why I was getting it. Feeling uncomfortable, you know, and not really opening your mouth. Whereas now it's just like nothing can hold you back. Nothing. Get out my way. You're in my way. Move. Bye. And you're out the door. So that's an achievement. So if that's the case, and yes, it is deflating, and yes, it does take up a lot of your energy, but you know what? And a win is a win. A win is a win. Got to take them where you can. Playing the big man. See? This is the big man. This is the big man. So again, I'm so sorry. This is actually the light from my computer. I haven't got my light on. This is the big man. This is someone who is playing a very dangerous game, right? Let's just put it that way. There may even be something that comes up with this person in regards to them, their finances. I feel like we've got ego. Ego is at play here. Look, that's just come out. Ego is at play here. Somebody is leading with their ego. That's what the sun is. Sun in Cancer. I feel like somebody is, there might be something that comes up where about somebody's finances. Maybe they might start to struggle to afford something, so they're actually having to sit down and this, now I'm getting account for every penny, every single penny. Right, a couple more cards and then we'll move on to the final reading. I'm trying to find my way to you. Okay, I'm trying to find my way to you. I think this has got something to do with the Six of Cups energy. I'm trying to find my way to you. Now, I am getting some type of an ancestor, somebody that's passed away, that's trying to comfort you, basically. That's what I'm hearing with that. They're trying to make their way to you. So it's almost like I am seeing like you're being guided through the darkness, right? So these dark times that you've been experiencing, somebody has been guiding you. I can't really see who it is. It's not really showing me. I can't hear anything. But I do feel like that's what this is. I'm trying to find my way to you is much more about some spiritual aspect rather than a physical person. And one step forwards, two steps back. Now, I think this is this other person. This other person, I feel like they at the moment, they're feeling like they've put themselves in a beneficial position, okay? They've put themselves in a position that's going to benefit them, but it's almost like as soon as it starts, it's kind of over. Or, you know, it's not going to be as beneficial as maybe they thought, or it's going to be more of a stretch financially for them as they thought. But there's something definitely to do with the property, moving, vehicles, you know, things like that, separations, attachments, finding it somewhat difficult. Because again, if you think about it, the devil, you know, we are bound into a contract just simply for the fact that we actually exist on the devil's realm, which is earth, you know, so we do have to abide by his rules. So it's almost like there's a difficulty there with regards to attachments and bondage and, you know, not being able to get away from this situation with ease. So that's your reading. Let's do the final one now. Right, so Amethyst. Who chose Amethyst again? Let's pipe up because I've not heard out from people for a while. Ooh, interesting. Right. So we've got North Node. Thank you, Sarah. We've got North Node showing up here, and we've got Leo. Okay, Emma, Charlotte, and me as well, and my mum as well. She chose the purple. So we've got North Node. This is destiny. Charmaine as well. Yep, you chose it. Destiny. This is about the lesson. Okay, so this is a big lesson. North nodes are really kind of if you imagine them as the arms on the you know, like you have the hands on the clock. Well, imagine a compass, the needle of a compass. Yes, Rachel, you can take this reading as yours. I've just started, so you know, just chime in and let me know if it resonates. Do give feedback, guys, because it just helps me with, you know, just a sense of direction, basically. I'm trying to see in the dark here. North Node is all about destiny. It's all about the lessons we need to learn, where we're supposed to be heading, where we're supposed to be going, okay? And we've got Leo. Leo is the sign of regality, basically. Leo is the king. Leo is the presenter. Leo is the performer. He is the king of the jungle. You know, this is someone who is very, very proud. So maybe lessons in regards to pride are showing up at the moment here. You could be dealing with a Leo, like I said, or you're just showing very leonine characteristics. This is about leadership. This is about taking charge, okay, and taking ownership and saying, this is my duty, this is my responsibility, because Leo is the king, and the king is duty bound, and the king is responsible, and the king does have to make hard decisions. So the people that I've chosen this reading are really being asked to embrace this lesson that we're going through, basically, because it is very much connected to our North Node. It's our destiny, okay? The fifth house is showing up. So the fifth house is all about pleasures, interests, hobbies, activities, children, lovers, the things that we enjoy that bring us a sense of joy, okay? So there's something with regards to that. I feel like that's more of a focus, okay? That's more something that we need to focus on. I know that I've chose this reading, and I know for a fact I need to make more time for just simple pleasures, because I work a hell of a lot. I work around the clock. I've been sleeping 4 hours on a night time, you know, just to try to get situation to where it needs to be. So I really feel like we're being asked at the moment to just kind of temper ourselves and just know that we can't just keep going all the time. There needs to be an element of break and enjoyment and pleasure and relaxation, because Leo is the sun, and the sun is all about relaxing. It's all about, you know, your sun's out, you go out in the garden, you know, you relax, don't you? You know, you get your nice drink and you get your little sun lounger out and you do all of that. So this is very much a card of relaxation and pleasures and hobbies and interests. So you need to, you know, start looking at things that interest you. This is kind of what you're being directed to do. You know, pick up that book that you've always said that you were going to read that you never have. You know, take those lessons that have always intrigued you. Go to that place. You know, communicate more with people. You know, that kind of thing. It's a very embracing. It's about embrace, being embraced. Okay. And immersed in pleasurable activity rather than work all the time, or emotions or thoughts. You know, we get so wrapped up in that sometimes that we just forget to just be. And I feel like this is what it is. It's saying just be, because the sun is our most basic mode. It's our identity. It's kind of the core of who we are. And it's almost like saying just learn to be. Okay. So that was a powerful message. Right, let's see what's coming in for us. I'm saying us because I'm including myself in this, but, you know, I'm not going to read it as if it's my reading. I am going to, you know, try to keep it very general, guys. A lot to do with destiny there, actually. So that's a nice little number. Right. Okay, so we've got you and your person. Let's see what's coming up. So this is anybody. It doesn't have to be a lover. It doesn't have to be, it can be a friend. It can be a family member. It can be a child. It can be anybody, but it's whoever's, let me just block this person, whoever it is. Yeah. So this can be anyone. Okay. So just bear that in mind as I'm reading it. Now, you've got 7 of Cups and 8 of Swords. So 7 of Cups, confusion. The 7 of Cups is seven's a creative number. We all know that, right? And I think when we think of number 7, I always think 3 and 4. Just simply 3 and 4. 3 is about growth. 4 is about rigidity. Okay. And again, this message is coming up about it like it did in the first reading of nothing grows where it's comfortable. So there is an element of being pushed out of the comfort zone here a little bit. And just feeling kind of a little bit confused, not really knowing what's going to happen or which way to go or what choices you should be, you know, what you should be doing. And so there is an element of just confusion here as well, which is fine. You know, sometimes we're supposed to be confused because it's only when we start to consider all options that we actually realize that we have them in the first place. Okay. Yeah, there is something about which way somebody wants to go, choices and decisions. I'm seeing board games coming up. Okay, so you could be playing a lot of board games because I'm seeing snakes and ladders in these cards. Snakes and ladders. And I'm seeing like novelty, like novelty items as well coming up. So something to do with novelty items or this is so interesting. I'm also seeing like a tabletop, you know, like a tabletop display. And it's like you go in and saying, oh, which one do I want? Or it's almost like you're going to some type of a canteen and choosing which dish. Or you're going to, you know, like someone saying, I'm taking you shopping for a handbag and you're choosing which bag you want, or, you know, something like that. So there is definitely a choice of some kind that's been made here. But at the moment, it's almost like you don't know what to choose, okay? We've got the 8 of Swords, okay? And the 8 of Swords, right, this is interesting because now I'm getting someone's blocking the blessings, the failing to see the blessing in a situation, because we've got the 8 of Swords here. Now, the 8 of Swords is about mental torture. This is about being henpecked. This is about thoughts just completely immersed. And if you can see those strings there are completely wrapping this woman up. But it's an illusion. It's all in her head. Because in actual fact, she's as free as a bird. She's not. It's almost like this is a self-imposed prison that you're putting yourself in, and it's mental torture. So there's something here with regards to get out your head, basically. Get out your head, see things for what they really are. I feel like that's gonna give you a sense of clarity. It's going to be able to make choices a lot easier for you with regards to what direction you want to go in. I feel like this is very much wrapped up with emotions, okay, and very much wrapped up in this is an emotional decision. So it's almost like, say, let's, for example, let's just say you caught wind of the fact that your work is letting people go, and it's almost like you've been saying to yourself, well, I've been thinking for ages now that I want to do a new course of study, or I want to go somewhere else with my career, I want to do something like that. And it's almost like, even though you know that this situation is looming over you, it's almost like kind of you've struggled to make some type of decision because it's not actually come about. It's almost like that situation's come about and you're kind of being forced into it, but it isn't like really forceful. It's almost like softly, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense for somebody, but it's almost like, because we've gone from a 7 to an 8, so it's almost like a choice needs to be made. There needs to be some forward movement and some development, but then it's almost like as soon as that happens, things start to take off. So we're at the point of, it's almost like rolling a coin down the hill. You're at the top of the hill where the coin's just starting to fall, but it hasn't yet. So there's no momentum in it. So I am seeing like an overcoming of some kind. Now, with regards to a relationship, again, there is emotional confusion and mental anxiety or mental prison, or, you know, something like that. It's almost like something or somebody is really stuck in your head. It's almost like you can't forget about them. Again, this could go back to the nostalgia of really kind of reminiscing and thinking back to the times that were spent with this person. There's an acknowledgement that it's not actually the case anymore, but it doesn't mean that you don't revisit it from time to time to try to make sense of it somewhat. I'm also seeing like, do you know, like when you get those games where people put like a dice basically under cups and they're going like this? Oh, that were interesting. I'll have a look at that in a minute. But you know, like when you move them cups and it's like, is it under there? No. Is it under there? No. There's something along them lines. It's almost like maybe somebody was making you offers that just never came to be. So it was like false promises I'm getting. So you might have got a lot of false promises of somebody, or you know, maybe somebody offered a potential of a situation, but that never came to be. Something along those lines. Now, on your person's side, we've got the Ace of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles is the brand new beginning, a physical, tangible thing, reality-based, okay, but it's potential. So again, this is something brand new. This person might want to reach out and offer you something brand new, okay, but they're completely riddled with anxiety right now. The Nine of Swords is a really heavy card, and this is kind of like the end of the road, basically, for this person. It's almost like, you know, the 9 is kind of the resolution and 10 is the conclusion. This is the resolution. So I feel like somebody feels like they've missed an opportunity. It's almost like, oh my God, it's too late now. I can't go back. Like, you know, what am I going to do? But what's really interesting is the two of you are actually mirroring each other somewhat. There is a lot of unspoken words, I feel, between the two of you. There's a lot that needs to be said. There's a lot that needs to be aired. And the fact that it hasn't been aired makes me feel like it's it's like a looming shadow above both your heads. One of you is more upset than the other. The other one is just like probably putting yourself under lock and key and saying, I'm not doing it. No, sorry. I will be. There's an element of being very detached from this situation, and there's an element of being very detached from this situation and putting yourself in this position on purpose. So it's almost like this person can't touch you, they can't get to you. So even if you are in communication with this person, it's almost like they cannot penetrate as deeply as they would like to, because it's almost like you've put a block up, and you might not be physically saying, get out my life, but it's almost like, you know, that I'm not that same person anymore. It might be torturing you somewhat, okay? It might be difficult. It might be annoying. I'm getting like more of an annoyance than anything else. Like you just find the whole situation a bit like annoying. I am seeing that you do think about this, because I'm seeing like this scrying. So scrying is like when you know, it's a bit like a daydream, basically. But I feel like you're trying to decide whether you want to involve yourself in this situation again. I feel like this is a situation where what gets quite either complex or confusing, or just really like do I want to get myself wrapped up in that again? I've literally just got myself out. It's almost like if you've escaped the rat race, and it's like maybe this person tries to drag you back in a little bit, and it's just like you remember like how bound you felt to this situation. Just bear with me one moment. I'm just going to pop you on hold because I think my son's trying to get in. My son's trying to get in, and just bear with me a moment. Sorry, peeps. Yeah, so again, like I said, it's like you're just really trying to consider whether you want to get involved with this person again, because you feel kind of like maybe trapped by them, or they do something to you mentally which really restricts you, and it just makes you want to pull back on your energy and just be like, oh my God, I'm not even doing that anymore. This person wants to offer you some type of apology, or some type of it's a small offer. Okay, it's a small offer. It's something that has potential, but it's not of substance, really. You know, this is the seed of something. This person, I feel like they're really missing you. They're really, really like in the head at the moment, not really sleeping very well. They might be suffering, especially with regards to their health as well. Because the Nine of Swords is a card that is just riddled with anxiety, and illness is bred in the mind. This is what I'm getting. Illness is bred in the mind. The world is in between the two of you, though. So the world is all about a cycle closing out, completion, brand new, onto new. So I do feel like this situation is going to close out. I feel like maybe I feel like this is you. It's almost like you're in the middle of this and you're saying, look, I'm a whole brand new being now. I'm a brand new being. Like I've ascended my like, it's almost like I'm getting like, this is someone who, it's like your light has started to come back and it started to shine a little bit. And this situation just really holds you down, if that makes sense. Look, this is somebody who's saying like, I'm free. I feel like liberated. I'm so glad this cycle's closed out. This is karmic. If you can see this snake, you know, this snake is biting its own tail, and snakes really represent deception. And it's almost like, I'm over it. I'm done with it. Like, it's done. I do feel if this person was being a bit sneaky and a bit deceptive, they've bit their own tail. They've bit themselves on the ass. And now they're suffering the consequences of that. I feel like that's freeing you up to say, what do I want to do with this spare time? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to invest myself? You know, I'm also seeing, look, if you see here, this snake is moving away. It's not actually moving towards, it's moving away. So there's something about somebody that's been a bit deceiving, a bit deceptive, moving away from you as well. I feel like it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing for you. I'm going to pull some of these cards now, and we'll see what's coming on here. That was pretty straight to the point, to be quite honest with you. The World card, there is an element of being bound here as well, because it's Saturn, pregnancy. Okay, so this doesn't have to necessarily mean a physical birth of a child. It doesn't have to mean pregnancy, but it just means brand new, something new. It's almost like I'm done with the old, like I'm ready for new. And that's what this World card is at the moment. It's almost like I'm stepping in. This is a portal. You know, this is a portal. This is a portal into a brand new life. So it's almost like, you know, something's being birthed, and it's very freeing and it's very liberating. So that's really interesting, because and I feel like yeah, I just feel like somebody's going to be really upset about that. Actually, they're not even going to want to pay much attention to it, actually, to be quite honest. You look really happy in this. Finance is stabilizing. So there is an element of stability within this. So whatever this is, whatever's closing out this cycle, it's almost like saying, yeah, but there is stability there as well. When I pull cards about finances, it doesn't necessarily have to mean money. Sometimes it can actually mean energy, because energy is our spiritual currency. And it's almost like saying you're stable, stabilizing, you know. I always get the word final with finances. So it's almost like if finances are involved, it's almost like a final payment, or a final you know, like, for example, it's the last time I'm going to do it for you, you know, and I need to look after myself. I need to be stable. So there's something like that. I feel like there was a lot of stress about this previously, whereas now it's like, I'm free, you know, you're not worrying about it no more. So, you know, that's interesting. This person, on the other hand, they're the ones that are stood with their hands out saying, please, sir, can I have some more? And you're not wanting to do that. Right, two more cards, and then we'll close out for the night. Has this resonated for anyone at all? I've blocked a couple of people, so I've got their messages last. Can't really see who else is here. Seductive. We've got seductive. So somebody, again, I'm just getting this snaky vibe. There is a seduction here of some kind. Seduction doesn't have to be sexual. Oh, good. Thanks, Mum. Charlotte, good. Is it resonated with anybody at all? Seductive doesn't mean, you know, sexual. It doesn't. It just means that this is something that draws you in. There may be some interest there. And I am seeing that there is this element of kind of wanting to know, or, you know, there is this kind of like you are being drawn in somewhat, maybe because of an emotional connection or an emotional tie. But it's, you know, there is like a bit of a deceiver. I'm not going to lie. I'm just seeing snakes all over this reading. Snakes. 1, 2, 3. 3, and 3 is the number of creation. So, and we've got on some player shit. There you go. If that's not confirmation, I don't know what to say. This is someone who's playing a game, you know, and again, it's going back to that last reading. It's weird how these readings actually tend to bleed into one another. But going back to that last reading, we've got some player shit, and this is a card of, you know, just somebody playing a game. And just maybe taking the piss a little bit, and just like, you know, it's almost like you're saying, like, again, do you know what I was saying with this? You know, and I was saying, like, it's like dice, and you've got these cups, and, you know, someone's moving it and going, whoa, no, not that one. Whoa, no, that. And it's just like, do you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. So there is something about games being played, but in actual fact, that's come to an end now. It's closing out because Spirit's kicked in and said, look, no more. You've paid the toll. You can pass through the portal. And then, you know, you are, you know, seduced by the idea of this, maybe, but it's almost like things are starting to stabilize for you as well. You know, something new is going to be birthed in its place. You might even meet somebody new, let's just say, because this person's on some player shit. I feel like what they offered you was a pittance. It wasn't actually what you was wanting from them. And now they're realizing that they've effed up, because now it's almost like they're saying, I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who to look to. Shit, what we're going to do. So yeah, that's really what it is. So something's ending. Something is over. So, right, let me put myself back on the screen. Did you enjoy that, guys? My energy seems to have picked up now that I've got to the back end of the reading. If anyone's still there, I'll ring you in the moment. Yeah, snakes everywhere. Oh, perfect. I'm glad it resonates. It's not a good reading, again, like I said, but, you know, what have we got? Take a leap of faith, go for it, okay? That's a little message for you there. I've got some announcements to make, so let me just sort this camera out because I look horrible. Got some announcements. I'm guessing they resonated for you all, guys. I'm so glad, because, you know, sometimes I do these readings and I'm just like, what? But then again, life's crazy, isn't it? You know, life's never ever straightforward, and it's never linear and whatever else. Oh yes, Sarah, thank you for reminding me. I've got a memory like a bloody fish. 1 second. Let's see. Let's do this as a collective reading for everybody. What is? Right. 1 second, because I don't want to kick it, because then I won't see what side it's landed on. Oh, so this is a little message for everybody, and the message, well, it's a number 2. So number 2 could be really relevant. Okay, I find it interesting that I've just done a relationship reading. 2 is the second house. The second house is Taurus, stability, finances, possessions. It rules the throat, it rules the body, it rules the home, it rules substance, money, income, you know, so many things. Venus it rules relationships because of that, but it's familial relationships as opposed to kind of spousal relationships. Friday could be symbolic of Friday for some of you because Venus rules Friday. And what else have we got? Should we get some more? This is a collective message for everybody. So something to do with possessions. We've got Mercury in Pisces. Mercury is all about communication, administration, errands, interaction, siblings, and our local environment, friendships, but childhood friends as opposed to friends that we make as adults, like groups of friends. It's more friends from our childhood. And then Pisces is the house of release, basically. So again, this really does tie in very closely to the reading that I've just done. It's really symbolic of a releasing, basically, of probably say old ways and old habits, because the second house is a house of habitat. It's habitual, it's where we live, it's our home, and it's the things that bring us a sense of comfort. So there's something about being very comfortable that came up in a reading, because the second house is about our basic needs. Okay, our basic needs, like things like shelter and food and warmth and that kind of thing. It's something to do with that. I feel like there is a situation that is phasing out, maybe some type of interaction, because Pisces is all about spirituality and mysticism and the realm that we all pass through, but we never remember it. And, so I am seeing so I'm hearing in passing. So you may even just be communicating with somebody in passing because they live locally to you, or, something like that. Or you may even meet somebody out of the blue in your area. Let's just put it that way. You might meet somebody out of the blue, and this person brings you a sense of comfort for whatever reason. Like it's almost like this. Maybe this is some of you. Let's say if you're a business owner, let's just say you might take somebody on to work for you, and it's almost like don't know, you might hear from somebody out of the blue or something, or something to do. It's like a networking, because this is about trade and commerce, and it's trade and commerce in very deep emotions as well with Pisces. It could be that, but some also so I am actually getting something to do with narcotics or alcohol as well, because Pisces does rule those things, being traded and commerced, and the second house is a property. So that could be relevant for some people as well. That's just something to bear in mind. But there's there's like an elusive nature to this. It's very like fantasy based. It's almost like somebody's really in the head about a situation, about stabilizing or bringing something, to a point of stability, because Mercury is the twins. So it could be two people that's involved in this as well. But like I said, it could be just somebody in your local environment. So yeah, I'm also going to put this out there on a whim. You might be hearing some news of on the news, basically like broadcasted about a property that becomes flooded with people in it, maybe children. I know it sounds awful, but that's what I'm seeing. Or some type of, or like two properties that are affected by some type of flood, or something like that. Or it doesn't even have to be properties. It could just be like two something. And a flood of some kind. Yeah. So anyway, I'll leave that there. Like I said, this is house party. I'll leave that there. It has been a long reading, so thank you to everybody that's kind of stuck around. I've got something to tell you. In fact, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to show you. Oh, I haven't done it properly. So my website is now live. Woo! It's live, guys, so you can head over to my website, go check it out. In fact, you know what? Whilst you're on here, let's just do a little screen share. See if I can get it up. I'm not going to go through it all. I'm just going to show you it so that you recognise it if you do look for it. Just bear with me. Oh no, have I come off it? There we go. So this is it. So obviously you can, I've got it set up for phone, mobile, and, you know, desktop basically. Let me just bring this over here because I can't see. I've got to do 2 screens, obviously. Just bear with me, guys. You're going to be checking it out yourself anyway, but... Right. So obviously this is my website. It's got a menu across the top, services, shop. You know, you can go through all the categories in the shop, but in actual fact, you're going to have, you know, these are going to be added more and more, basically. There's so many that I've got to do that it just takes some time. We've got memberships and loads more. So I'm not going to kind of bore you and just go through everything because you can do that at your own leisure. But I am going to mention a couple of things. You can book all services on here. You can buy products on here. You can scroll through here. I've got all my upcoming events on here. If you have a look, you can, you know, have a look at all the information on there. There's loads on there basically, and we're going to add to it. This is an interactive website, guys, so you can get involved. You can start groups, you can have a membership, you'll get access to different parts of the, you know, the website. We've got blog posts, we've got everything. I've got an app, so you can download me on the app, so when I go live and do things like that, you can actually be notified. I've come off my comments. Let's just have a look. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, do have a good look through it because there's so much stuff on there. Like I said, they've got memberships. I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to let you all just have a look for yourself. But there's one thing I want to mention. You can book online and you can shop online, right? And there is home delivery, but it's UK only. We've got blog posts, videos, memberships, forums, groups, classes, events, webinars, and anything else that I can think of, basically, is going to go up on this website, and we're building a community. I want this to be Facebook without the bullshit. I want it to be spiritual Facebook, soul book. This is going to be soul book. So if you're sick of seeing the same 20 pictures of the same person 10 times a day, and you want something that's a little bit deeper and a little bit richer, you want to talk about things that actually matter, you want to talk about books. I've even got book club on there. You can buy a book from the website and then discuss it on the website. You know, stuff like that. We've got, I'm going to bring out a whole range of branded products. So we've got a branded product range. I'm going to be doing giveaways and competitions over the next week or so. So stay tuned for that and keep an eye out on that, because there's some big stuff that I'm going to do. And I'm also doing some high ticket raffles. So if you feel like you needed a bit of a break right now and you feel like you're wanting to kind of get involved, then get involved, because you could be the one to win. And I will be pulling the winners on these live readings. Like I said, I've got the app. You can download the app and you can become as involved as you want. So if you want to, I am looking for ambassadors at the moment. So if you are interested in becoming somewhat of an ambassador, then reach out, send me a message, send me some, a message, and we can discuss it. We can have a video call, or we can do something like that, and I'll tell you all about it. But I'm looking for people, if you know anybody that are into particular stuff, basically, you know, that they know the shit, you know, they've studied it and they're really good at it, or whatever, you know, someone that just has a lot of knowledge, please reach out to me, because you could have, you know, we'll get you up on the website, basically. This is not just about me. This is not just about my skills and my talents and my abilities. This is for everybody, and it's going to be a platform for everybody to build from and learn from and go from, and, you know, whatever else it develops into. It's going to change over time. That's the beauty of it. You know, that's the thing about a website. You can do that. So I'm going to be putting loads of posts up about the events that I'm doing. I might even post a couple of videos. So head over there now, set yourself up on a membership, because the memberships start from £0. You will get access to different parts of the website based on your memberships, but the details are there. You know, if you're just somebody that wants to dip the toe in to begin with, by all means, you know, just sign up to the free membership. But they are tiered, so, you know, the more you pay, the more you get access to. That doesn't mean that you have to be a member, of course, because, you know, you can just visit it whenever you want. Anyway, so that's there for you lot to have a look at. Go enjoy that. Let me know if there's anything that you notice that's a little bit off. Please let me know, because I'll just change it. I have had a look over it. Go and read it all about it. You know, the About Us section, I've done a bit of, you know, self-exposure there, but I feel like it's a good opportunity for you guys to get to know me as well. It's all right me telling you your life. I feel like I should divulge a little bit as well. So That being said, I'm going to leave it there. Let me stop sharing my screen. I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you've all enjoyed this evening. It's gone on for quite some time, but as always, you've been a pleasure. Thanks for joining me. And we'll see you again next week when we're back to do another Tarot Tuesday. I'll speak to you all soon.